Ireland is a very bad place to have a brain injury because there is no continuum of service. When you're medically stable, you need to go to some form of step-down rehabilitation. Very few people get into the NRH, and after the NRH, it's potluck as to where you might end up with a brain injury.
As a country, we stand over this day after day of people who have the most devastating experience of being diagnosed with a neurological condition or having a stroke or having an acquired brain injury. And their journey, their battle starts after that. So they face the struggle to get services when their recovery should be all they have to fight for. The actual experience of people not getting a service isn't been captured. So these people they're hidden. Young men living in nursing homes that absolutely don't have a voice because no one really knows or understands that they shouldn't be there.
So they say that in a society and in a health system that has limited resources, it doesn't make sense to waste those resources on persons where meaningful recovery will never be possible. And what we have seen in our case, what I have read in research and what modern research is clearly showing and demonstrating is that that is not true.
There seems to be a tendency with neurologists and emergency doctors to be able, after a couple of hours, to tell the patients what the final outcome will be and tell them if there's really little hope for improvement. And I would warn that this is not the right way. The more time you give patients to rehabilitate and to train, the more success you will see. And the assumption that we used to have, that there are strict time windows where improvements are possible, doesn't seem to be true in real life. So I think there's really no strict time window or end to rehabilitation. It's a lifelong process, basically, but it depends on how much you challenge your brain and how much effort you put into rehabilitation.
We are a kind, compassionate, caring nation, and that's demonstrated time after time after time. We are not demonstrating that for people with brain injury and their rehabilitation.
This is a basic grade health entitlement that people have. We wouldn't treat people with cancer and then suddenly halfway through stop their radiotherapy and say, well, look, you've had 2 or 3 weeks, this is fine. Whereas that's really what we do here in Ireland. We save people and then we leave them.
If we developed plans when people are leaving hospital to deal with their quality of life, to deal with their rehabilitation on an inclusive, comprehensive basis, it would be far better. But at the moment, fragmented is the only word you can use.
It is wrong to say, we just maintain people in the most cost-effective way somewhere in a care facility rather than having them participate in life.
Of course, you cannot influence the outcome in all patients, but I think there's a fair chance for many patients to reach next steps. This might not always be the ultimate goal of leaving the hospital on foot and returning back to working life. Quality of life doesn't mean you have to go back to your old life. There can be lots of different qualities of life with all different kinds of handicaps to be achieved. So I think the basic answer to the question is there really needs to be less restraint on resources and more resources put into these patients.
Even if you can't talk yourself, if you are non-verbal, you enjoy life, you enjoy concerts, you enjoy being in good company, you enjoy sunshine, you enjoy flowers, smells, food, tastes, textures, and all that is important.
The concept of An Saol, as I understand it, is to add an element of a continuum that does not exist at the moment. So that has to be welcomed.
In the modern civilized society that we live in, we have certain values, and one of those values is that we look after those who need our help, and we care for those that need care. Except, it seems, in the case of people with a severe acquired brain injury. So providing a dignified life, integrate people with severe acquired brain injuries is a matter of human rights. It's a matter of dignity and respect for people on our planet. And it's something that will not happen by itself. It's something that we have to do. We have to make sure that it happens. You have to make sure that that happens. And nobody will do it for us. So, we have to get up and affect change.